I compiled the top teams from a huge competitive Pokemon tournament with a $3,000 prize pool. This was the first big international tournament under the new rule set, and the teams we saw here will most likely influence what we see at the Pokemon World Championships in August. Most top players are keeping the specifics of their teams a secret right now, but I used my knowledge as a 4-time regional champion to recreate them for you to play with on the Battle Stadium Ladder or Pokemon Showdown. If you enjoy this resource, please subscribe to the channel, it helps out a ton, and let's get into it. These first teams rely on field effects to boost your team's damage and speed, while limiting your opponent's offensive options. I've listed each team's performance in the Victory Road tournament above them. We're starting with this top 16 Sun Trick Room team. This team has fairly standard Sun Room components overall, but the Charizard here stands out to me since it further enables the team's overwhelming fast mode. It heightens the degree that you can punish your opponents if they guess wrong between your Sun and Trick Room leads, which is something the team already does very well. The second team has won 2 smaller grassroots tournaments very commandingly, so I thought it was worth mentioning. It's a more balanced take, similar to the one that Joe UX9 got top 4 at North American Internationals with. This Rain team went 8-1 in the first day of competition and has a Pelipper with Helping Hand to enable Basculegion and Thundurus Therian to do crazy damage. Thundurus Therian in particular can go for 100% accurate Wild Bolt Storms in Rain. The offense of this team distracts you from Goodra, which is able to sit on the field and set up shelters to sweep you in the late game with Body Press. This last team relies on Indeedee's Psychic Terrain to activate Sneasler's Psychic Seed and its Unburden ability, doubling its speed and letting it spread status with Dire Claw. Indeedee can also use Follow Me to let Ursaluna set up Swords Dance, and then either it or Cresselia can set up Trick Room for Ursaluna and Regidrago to sweep with strong spread attacks. Both successful Dondozo teams in the field went with similar choices, including a Terra Grass Dondozo, Glamour to set up Toxic Spikes, and a Choice Specs Chi-Yu paired next to Fluttermane. The top 16 had a clever Tornadus set that could set up Tailwind and Sunny Day, both to enable Chi-Yu. The top 8 team went fully offensive with a Choice Band Terra Dark Urshifu, which does crazy damage. Trick Room, carried by Ursaluna and Cresselia, had a fantastic showing after flying under the radar before this tournament. Most high finishers went with a defensive Water or Ghost Terra on Ursaluna, and people experimented with its flex slot, alternating between Swords Dance, Bulk Up, and Ice Punch. We also saw Ally Switch popping up on Cresselia, and although it can't be used consecutively without a chance to fail, it's still a disruptive option to protect Ursaluna. Top players complemented their Trick Room modes with one or both of Heatran and Iron Hands, and most teams also had a faster secondary mode, oftentimes including Fluttermane, Chien-Pao, and Urshifu. Though they have their similarities, each of these Trick Room teams have a lot of cool innovations. This top 4 team used Tailwind Tornadus alongside a faster Ursaluna that could play inside Tailwind or Trick Room. Snow's Iron Defense, Body Press, and Magmastorm set was also a really cool spin on that Pokemon. Lastly, many of the Japanese players favored Icicle Crash Chien-Pao over Ice Spinner, since it let them avoid all the Rocky helmets in the field that would otherwise break their Focus Sash on contact. These teams are a mix of Tailwind and Balance that were able to finish really highly in the event. The champion ran a fairly standard Tailwind team with some cool twists. They have Rain Dance on Tornadus to enable their Urshifu, Safety Goggles to prevent them from attacking into any Amoonguss Rage Powders, and most interesting is the Calm Mind Stored Power Cresselia. The top 4 team had an interesting Amoonguss which can KO Urshifu Rapid Strike with Leaf Storm, and an Assault Vest Dragonite that deals consistent damage throughout the battle to opponents. This top 16 team was piloted by Wolf Glick and has an Iron Hands on Tailwind that really gives the team a more solid defensive backbone, which these Tailwind teams can often lack. Next is this Chien-Pao Dragapult team, which is a combination that just won the North American International Championships but has otherwise been absent in the new format. This team also features an imprisoned Trick Room Farigiraf to stifle opposing Trick Rooms, while also enabling your slower Heatran and Iron Hands to sweep if you want to pivot away from your faster, frailer Pokemon. With the World Championship coming up, most top players haven't been as public in sharing their teams, so most of these rental teams were made in-game myself, so please subscribe if you appreciate the content and the effort that goes into it. Of course, all these rental codes and Pokepaste are in the description, complete with EV spreads, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.